Hello and welcome to the NGO Whisperer Show in partnership with Begenet. This is a show that celebrates the lives of men and women all over the world who are impacting people's lives. My name is Carolyne Opinde. I am the founder of the NGO Whisperer. We are a consulting business that helps nonprofits raise funds so they can successfully impact people's lives. Today at the show, we are blessed to have none other than Moudy Ngwedzeni. Moudy is an environmentalist and he has a heart for young people. Moudy, would you please let us know what is it that you do with young people in South Africa in the line of environmental science?
Yeah, thank you very much, Caroline. You know, it has been nice knowing you through a social network, and today we met physically. Being an environmentalist, I realized that there's a lot that we can do to create jobs for younger people and also those that want to create entrepreneurship within the communities. Mm-hmm. So what I do, I've got an NGO called Tshikovha Graduates Academy that I create opportunities for graduates to be exposed to be integrated into working environment and also help entrepreneurs to start business on environmental programs.
How do you work with these young people? Where do you get them from? And what types of young people are you working with?
In the environmental space, there's opportunities for all graduates. It doesn't necessarily mean that you must have done the natural sciences. But normally, we have a database. Each and every year, we have got what we call Tshikovha Graduates and Entrepreneurship Empowerment Conferences. So in that conference, we take graduates from all over and put them in one place, and then we record their details. And when we engage with our stakeholders, government and other private companies, when they are looking for graduates, we open our database and we give them the graduates that they are in our database. And mostly it is possible that I get a lot of graduates from the University of Venda where I graduated, mm-hmm. and where I'm also a chairperson of the alumni from the University of Venda. So there is a lot of graduates from the University of Venda, but there's a lot also that are coming from other universities that we assist.
Thank you so much for all the amazing things that you do for young people. Yes. I know every year you have an annual event, yes, that you hold in one of the provinces. Tell us more about how that came about and what the future is like for these events, because I know that's where you draw attention to the corporates, to the government entities, as well as the young people in the community.
Yeah, what we normally do, we identify areas where we know that there is an opportunity for employment, and we identify stakeholders or partners that can spend their corporate social investments and fees that can assist us to host a conference. So last year we have had one in Nkomazi, which is in Nkomazi municipality in Mpumalanga province. So that is where we identified most of the companies that we believe they can be able to spend some money on assisting us on incorporating graduates into at least working environment. So we are proud to say that for the last 2 years that we have done, we have impacted on many graduates. We had over 50 graduates that have placed into job market because of those conferences.
So because of the conference, 50 young people, I know you had more than 50,
yeah,
but out of the ones who came, 50 of them are already placed in jobs.
Yes.
Wonderful. That is a great achievement. What else was achieved through this event?
We partner with a lot of companies. One of the things that most of the companies don't realize is that they have got a lot of money that they need to spend, which is beneficial for their BEE status. So since we have started, most of the companies have realized that partnering with us is enhancing their businesses and also collaboration into community development. In the Nkomazi area, we know now that there's a company that is giving them 10 boreholes. That is important, because if we didn't have that conference, we do not know the challenges that they have on water in the area. And we know that there is something big that is coming on waste management that is going to be done in the area, mm-hmm, of Nkomazi. And even when we have done one in Johannesburg, the initial conference, we had young graduates that were exposed, and also the University of Venda did get 13 or 14 computers that were given by one of our companies that partnered with us, A Thermal. So it's very interesting that companies are starting to see that they can partner with us to impact on other people.
Wonderful. I know you have a slogan that you say you just don't talk, you do the work. Can you let people know what that slogan is and what that means for you?
For me, the first thing, I always believe that we are human before our careers. Mm-hmm. And besides that, we can never achieve anything without other people. So if you go back just a bit to check what does Tshikovha mean, mm-hmm. Tshikovha it means sharing. This is how I was raised. I was raised in a family of 21, where all of us did go to school. Mm-hmm. And I didn't understand why my father would take other kids to school from the community until he did tell us that should he not help other community members, that means they are going to rely on us forever. Mm. So that to me have realized that we can never achieve anything in our lives if we can never grow with the community as a whole, as the way we were raised. So I always believe that success is only success when we are all successful.
We are only successful when all of us are successful.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah. I have another question for you.
Yeah.
You are not just an environmentalist, a non-profit executive. You also have other businesses that you run.
Yeah.
Tell us how those businesses feed into your non-profit.
Yeah. It started in 2005 when I registered my first company called Tshikovha Environmental and Communication Consulting. Mm-hmm. Environmental because I was a graduate in the environmental science space, communication because I had also studied journalism. So the part of company for the last 14 years it has been operating, and then it has given birth to Tshikovha Green and Climate Change Advocates on the basis that everybody currently is fighting with climate change. And on the other side, Tshikovha Times, I created a newspaper which is online, a newspaper which is called Tshikovha Times, where we try to help also graduates that have from journalism, those that have done communication, to also enhance writing about the pains that the environment feel. Nobody talks for the environment. The environment is spoken about by us people, but the environmental newspaper that I have is the voice of the environment, talking about the pains of the environment. Then we also have Tshikovha Communications, which assist younger people to draw business plans, to draw strategies for business, because most of us, we started business not knowing what is it that we are doing. We were just selling our skill. So it is how all these businesses, when we bring in graduates into our conferences, what we do, we try to help them also to create businesses, because we know that not only employment will absorb everyone. So people can start to collaborate and have NGOs. Obviously, with the NGO Whisperers, we are always trying to engage to have a relationship where these other people can be taught how to apply for funds and how to put in proposals. So my companies interlink to try and influence the change in graduates and entrepreneurs, and especially the younger people of South Africa.
Wonderful. We are really honored to have you, because South Africa needs more entrepreneurs who have non-profits affiliated to their business, so you can create that social enterprise model that is functional, that is working and achieving results. I mean, think about this. People come to a conference. They come out of there, 50 of those young people come out of there with job placements. And this happened in Komazi, Mpumalanga province in South Africa. And you can imagine when we replicate this in all the provinces, let's not even talk about just South Africa, all over the world, the model that you have built is a model that is worth replicating. So what is the future of Tshikovha?
The future is bright. Looking at the country now, we are just happy that the government is back at work. So what we are looking at, currently we are going to have the conference for this year is going to be in Nkangala district, that is still in Mpumalanga, mainly because that is where you have got almost 42 mines around. So we need to partner with them on ensuring that these graduates can also be placed and the entrepreneurs can have opportunities there. But as a business ourselves, we exist to make sure that we look after the environment, where we create an opportunity for graduates to expose themselves within the environmental space and create opportunities. And we still want to work with other NGOs who are like-minded, and we also want to support private companies that are in the environmental space. Personally, myself, most of the people, they call me the environmental saver.
Yes.
Because I understand environment and the waste as much as not many people that I've studied with will be. But why I'm mentioning that is that we have seen that the Department of Environmental Affairs, Forestry and Fisheries, we have identified the need to deal with the issues of air quality in Mpumalanga, and we want to participate in that space. And also the chemical and waste pakisa programs that they have, we want to participate and lead that space because we have got the know-how and we've got the tools to communicate to the masses. And then we also partnered, you remember in the past few months in March, in May, I attended the Singularity University program.
Yes, I remember.
We have had discussions with Mick and them, the CEO of the organizations, that what I will tell you that soon this year we will be having a Singularity chapter in Limpopo, where I come from. So we believe that working together with other organizations, we are able to bring this executive education to the rural areas, and also empower a lot of people that would not access these opportunities. I had to spend maybe perhaps over 60,000 to be part of executive programs. But what about the younger people in the townships? So also we have got one renowned entrepreneur in Teddy Blecher, who is also supporting us. We are busy planning on building a school in Bronkhorstspruit, where we'll teach young graduates on nature conservation and environmental management, including waste management. That will also go to the local primary and secondary schools. So these programs are huge for us, and we want to ensure that people that are in the rural areas do not have to travel to town or to Gauteng just to be exposed. So we need to take education to the people. Otherwise, the issue of people expanding, coming to town, is creating challenges for space, living space, and that's why we need to go to their places in rural areas.
Tell me about this school. Is it at a tertiary level? Is it secondary school level? What level is it?
It's going to be a tertiary level.
Okay, so this is your equivalent of a technical,
FET colleges,
technical and vocational training college that you are bringing to the people in partnership with Singularity. What a blessing that is to the community, you know, for young people to really have access to the forward-thinking kind of education that will take them further beyond what people read in books, you know. What would you tell the young people in South Africa today, and how can they find you?
To all South Africans, people from SADC, people from Africa, and the international audience, Tshikovha Graduates Academy is a home where you are able to develop personally and professionally. So we will be able to provide details on where to can access our website, but you can check on our Facebook, Tshikovha Graduates Academy, and then check on my own personal Facebook page, Moudy Ngwedzeni. So we really want to impact onto the graduates and the entrepreneurs' lives, and also the environment, which is highly polluted currently, and we would want to work with the government and the private institutions that are willing to ensure that there is a clean environment and we remedy the climate change issues in the country and the whole world.
Thank you so much, Moudyzielwana from Tshikovha Graduates Academy. It was such a pleasure having you at our show today.
I really appreciate being here at your show, Caroline. It is a blessing to have met you, and your mentorship is helping us to grow as an organization. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching us today. Really appreciate you. For more information, you can go to our website at Beginnet, or you can also go to the NGO Whisperer website and watch more videos of people such as Moudyzielwana who are making an impact in everyone's life. Remember, together we are connecting people, raising funds and impacting lives. Thank you.